Hello, 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 and welcome to Megan DiMartino Live, Hope and Possibilities Just Over the Horizon. Today's subject is the time is now. The time is now for every new beginnings. That take that first step. The second and third step will be revealed to you. But I want to share something that happened this week that just makes my heart happy. This week on Rise and Grind by Glenn Lundy, my quote, "It's never too early or too late to create the life of your dreams," was the featured quote one day this week. In his Rise and Grind journal, there's a quote every day from someone who submitted a quote last year. Well, I actually forgot that I kind of remembered when he said, and the quote today is from Megan DiMartino, and then said, actually not read, that it's never too early or too late to create the life of your dreams. Now, I submitted that last year. Now, that's part of the title, I was going to say topic, but the title of my book that I published in 2019 that went to #1 on Amazon, called Hope and Possibilities Just Over the Horizon. It's never too early or too late to create the life of your dreams. I mean that, guys. I have been working at my goals, dreams, aspirations for probably 60 years. And earlier, meaning when I first recall myself. But I have been truly working in my heart of hearts since probably, I would say probably 1969, 70. With that said, I was young. I was just beginning my career path. And that was when I was 19, 20, then so forth. So it's never too early or too late to create the life of your dreams. But you must understand that the time is now. Because if you say, oh, one of those, next week, or, I have to get prepared. I have to read 3 more books. I have to take this course. I have to walk 3 miles before I go to the gym. I have to lose 10 pounds before I, go to the water park. I shared that story last week that I was invited to go to my dear sweet friend Hadley's birthday party. I was just so honored that she even wanted me there at this water park. But a water park, the dreaded bathing suit. Oh my gosh. But the time is now. So guess what? I'll just recap this, that I went. I would not have missed it, but I sat there in clothes for an hour, and it was 100% humidity, and I have no idea what the temperature was, but it was so humid. And I just said to myself, I had a big talking to, and I said, well, this is really ridiculous. Who cares, that you have cellulite and, white as snow and just would look horrible in a bathing suit. But it wasn't about me. It was about Hadley. The time is now. And so I got up, I went to the boutique that I noticed was there when we came into the water park. I bought a bathing suit, put it on in the changing room, and participated in the day. But the most important piece, other than sharing this with Hadley, who to last Friday when she was here visiting with me, I said, I'm so glad you came. I'm so glad you were there. Wow. I would have and could have missed it. The time is now. But the other piece that was so pivotal for me of the time is now, which I would have missed 100%, is that I had to walk up probably 100 feet on these staircase and landing. And I was concerned that could I really do that? And guess what, guys? I did. I was able to do it. And so after that was on a Monday. And so that week, all week, I was thinking to myself, the time is now. Not to lose 10 pounds. Well, guess what? The cellulite will still be there. Right? It's not about that. The time is now. But what impressed me so was that I still had the strength in my body and I wasn't even winded. I was so excited. So, I mean, I walked up, I came down, I walked up, came down. I did it, and then Hadley and I did not as high as that, but but regardless, it still required a climbing. And I was able to do it. So I said, your body is still strong. Before you lose that strength, start working out. So last Monday, I did 5 days consecutively, and I have done it for these 2 days as well. So I am off and running. My coach, which is my dear girl, Nick, who's Hadley's mom, is now going to start working my core and my arms, but to be continued for that. But most importantly, the time is now. I am not going to stop. Start and don't stop. As Napoleon Hill says, burn the boats. Don't stop. The time is now. If I had not sent that quote in, that wouldn't have been there. If I hadn't, but you know what? This is another piece. Monday at 5:30 Central Time, I'm involved in a mastermind with Glenn Lundy, and as he calls it, the Elite Mastermind. So Monday, I make an absolute point of getting up and at 4:00, doing my morning devotional and prayer work, and then turning on Rise and Grind. And then, because I'm up, so then at 5:30 is the mastermind. Guess what? I know I would have been aware because I would have gone to the journal, but and seen it. But it was so exciting to be able to hear him live. And I always listen to replay rather, if I don't watch it live. So I would have heard him, yes. But it was such a blessing to be able to hear it live and participate in the comments with all the other rising grinders, and then go on to Clubhouse and participate with that. So had I missed that, gotten up and listened to it live, I would have missed that. So it was such a blessing to be present in the moment and to have that part of my life. So there are so many things that I know you have put off. This season has been challenging at best for many, many people. Their lives have changed with jobs, with family, with hardship, with heartache. I understand that. But it was a time that we all were collectively, the whole world was together. The time was now, the time is now. So step into your greatness. Let me help you step into your greatness. I have projects that I've been working on, and it's like I've shared with people that last year when I wrote my book in 19, put it up on Amazon, and then it went to #1 on January 4th, which actually is my mom's birthday. How special was that? Hope and possibilities just over the horizon. It's never too early or too late to create the life of your dreams. That has been part of me forever. So this is my story, a New York girl deep in the heart of Texas, and my journey. So it's now no charge on my website, meghandemartino.com. Excuse me. But and the but is that last year in the April, Mayish, I put it up on my website at no charge. All you need to do is download it, put your information in, and then download it. It's a PDF to give you hope and infinite possibilities. They're infinite, but you have to take that first step. As Zig Ziglar said, that if there's hope in the future, there's power in the present. So hope is that commodity of joy and gratitude, to waking up and knowing that you have that opportunity to start a new day. So there's always hope. There's infinite possibilities. Been talking a lot this afternoon. But with that said, take that first step, whatever it might be. So I started writing this course that is now going to be online in June, but I started this back in 2019. And then I knew in my spirit that I was supposed to write my book. I knew it. I was given a mandate by God the night my husband passed away to share my story. But you know what, guys? I didn't do it. I just not that I put it off. I didn't. I kept journaling. I kept writing, things that were poignant to me when I thought about it, that it was going to be when I wrote the book, so to speak. But as I say in the book, that, I always knew that there was a book in me, but would people be interested? So I just kept putting it off and putting it off. But when I was given that mandate to do it, I just knew I had to do it. So I stopped writing the course and I did a 360 and then buckled down and finished it and did the graphics, the design work with my graphic artist. And we put that together. Excuse me, I got to take a sip of water here. This is my vitamin C in here. But we put it together, and then we company put it up on Amazon for me in December of 19, and it went to #1, as I shared. But the time was then. The time was now. I knew I had to do it. I had to finish it. So that was completed before the lockdown. And when we were mandated to close the door and not have clients come in at my spa, the Novitas Spa Medical Rejuvenation Clinic, we canceled over a couple hundred appointments. We took, we did called them all, of course, but also kept records of it that we would call you when we opened again. We thought it was going to be a couple of weeks at that time, but it ended up being almost 3 months. And during that season is when my podcast and live stream started, Unique Leaders Live. So a year and a couple of weeks later, we have continued on with this Unique Leaders Live. The time is now to communicate, to do projects. Yes, consistency, absolutely. But did I know that, I guess, when I say I knew that if I started something, I would be consistent. But you have to be clear. There are 2 points of this time is now that I'd like you to take away from this. And one is to be clear. I knew in that time, such a time as this, the time is now, that I was going to bring something to you. So that's how Unique Leaders started. Interviewing people who had a story to share that I knew you would be blessed by, with encouragement, with hope, to understand that there's infinite possibilities because everyone's story is different. So I was clear that it was such a time as this, the time was now, and I started Unique Leaders Live. And the second takeaway from this today on A Time Is Now is courage. We all have those inner voices. We all have them. That lesser than, is anyone going to listen to it? Is it going to be relevant? Is it going to even be professional? Will it be something of meat and context that people would enjoy? That could we do it? Could we pull it off? Because actually, this is truth. When we first started, we were green as grass, and we had no concept of StreamYard, and that we do it on StreamYard, but not Facebook, but Zoom has an ability to do this too. A little different, but we didn't even know that. We tried to do it on Facebook. And of course, that didn't have a platform where you could do 2 people at one time. So it's been a trial and a growth, but we took the first step. When we started with that blunder on Facebook, we just kind of laughed it off. And the other party was on their phone, and we just, did it, but it was a mess. But guess what? I figured it out quickly. I watched what other people were doing and sought that out and figured it out. So it's about clarity of what you want to do, and then courage to start it regardless of challenges. So I take that to you today. And I want to read a quote to you that I was preparing for this segment, and it's so applicable. It's from C.S. Lewis. And you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the end. And I read another little quote on a bookmark that I had that is so applicable to that. And let me find it here because I did a few notes. She saw every ending as a new beginning. So whether it's he or she watching with me today, Novita, new birth, new life, always something new. That's my promise to you. But you have a new beginning in you. Just take that first step. The time is now. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you Friday for Unique Leaders Live, where I have a fabulous guest that I know will bless you, and then next Wednesday for Megan DiMartino Live, Hope and Possibilities Just Over the Horizon. Be blessed.